Good morning, happy Tuesday, folks. So it's only literally been one day in the month of April, and we're already off to an amazing start. In fact, right now, the only thing I have about my low is apparently it looked as if it rained last night, which literally happened when I was asleep. Although, here's the thing. I know it's something that probably everyone's noticed, but, if you go to bed, the night before, and let's say you live next to, a road where cars go by, if you actually hear, that splashing sound that tires make, even though, they're not going through a puddle, but, they're clearly driving through something wet, you're like, it rained last night. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only person who's noticed that, but, this is the first time I ever really talked about that, so there you go. Well, like I said, this month has already been off to an amazing start, and yeah, two of my best friends are visiting in town. They actually head back home because they live in Florida. They're heading back home to Florida today, but I got to see them last night at one of the 607's very best. Went to the Elbow Room last night, which, how many times have I sung the praises of the Elbow Room during these videos? I ask you. Actually, I saw two of my best friends visiting. Two of my other best friends were there because they wanted to see my friends visiting as well. It really was about as perfect of a day as you'd imagine. Just yeah, I know. Life may not be going the greatest, but just being around, people that lift you up. That's literally all you need to put some of that behind you for even a little bit. And it's awesome. Again, I wish Easter was in the month of April because then I could say it's been two of the best days ever. Well, it has been, but the last one was in the month of March. The first day was in the month of March. And yesterday was early April 1st. Surprisingly, the amount of April Fool's jokes I saw yesterday, not as many as you would think. Although, easily I thought the most clever one was, actually, let me get my act of kindness first. My act of kindness was, since my friends are visiting in town, I gave them some jars of pickles. Gave one of my friends actually visiting, one for my friend's mom, as it was his mom's birthday, and another jar went to my other friends who were there last night at the room as well. And since I actually know the owner of the other room, I gave him the jar of pickles as well. So, it's funny, my Aunt Sue would call me Nikolai the Pickle-Eye growing up. I think I'm starting to live up to it now. Okay. What was I about to talk about again before I, shoot. I was literally about to go on some sort of tangent, but I forgot. Darn it. I'm sure it's gonna hit me at some point. So, if my math is correct, this should be either the penultimate episode of season 23 of Hot Ones or the last episode of season 23 of Hot Ones. We should be getting pretty close to the end. So, let's do this. Okay, let me get my thing ready. Instagram, first feast. Hold on. I believe it should be the 12th Hot Ones guest of 2024. Let me look up something real fast. Yeah, it'll be the 12 Hot Ones guest of 2024. So, without further ado, the 12th Hot Ones guest of 2024 is... I'm looking at you guys because I can clearly see the screen change out of the corner of my eye, but I can't tell who it is. So that's why I'm looking directly at you. So, the 12th guest of Hot Ones, the 12th Hot Ones guest of 2024 is... Holy cow. Holy cow. Holy cow. Who? Oh, to say I know who this guest is would be kind of an understatement. See, folks, whenever you grow up during certain periods of your life, there are sights, smells, sounds, and other various feelings that tickle your senses that provoke memories and nostalgia. Like, for example, when I think of, I was born on December 28th, 1989, but, some things from the 80s are still very prevalent. So my point is, when I think of the 80s, one of the first things that comes to mind is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. When I think of, like a smell from my youth, I think of, Pizza Hut in the 90s. A sound that will always ring memories in my head are from when I was like late elementary school, all of middle school, early high school, so about 4 years. And if there's one sound that will always ring in my mind, it's Shakira's voice. That's right, folks. The 12th Hot Ones guest of 2024 is Shakira. I mean, what? Hold on a second. Apparently Sunships is offering a new flavor for free during the eclipse. Apparently it's pineapple habanero and black bean spicy Gouda. Sorry, but when you look at First Week Feast Instagram, you see a whole bunch of other stuff. And this is also on First Week Feast Instagram. Seriously, look it up. Anyway, so what can I possibly say about Shakira? I mean, it's freaking Shakira. Like, one of the most beautiful people on the planet. One of the most famous people on the planet. She was my first introduction to sort of music that was a little bit more age, or like you kind of had to be a little more age appropriate in order to hear it, kind of. Not that it was dirty or vulgar or anything, but like, I don't think my parents would have let me listen to any of Shakira's music when I was like in kindergarten or something, if that makes sense. Again, not that it sounds bad, it's just, Shakira sings in Spanish. In fact, for some people, listening to Shakira's music is their first introduction to Spanish. Actually, my first introductions to Spanish were actually taking Spanish class in middle school, Shakira, obviously, and everybody and their grandma singing the Dora the Explorer theme song, which, don't get me wrong, the Dora the Explorer theme song is catchy, but y'all are in middle school. what are you doing? Well, I guess some people were taking Spanish class too, so, I guess that kind of helps. In fact, it's interesting. Because if you look on First Week Feast Instagram, sometimes they'll post a clue of who the guest is before they reveal who it is. And apparently when Shakira first started writing songs in English, she barely spoke the language. I believe it. I mean, listen, any language, whether you realize it or not, is very difficult to learn and figure out. I mean, yeah, you can learn a few phrases here and there. And nowadays you have technology like Rosetta Stone and Babbel and stuff like that helps the transition of learning new languages easier. But to really get a grasp of like the language, to speak in longer conversations than normal in a different language, it's hard to do. I can barely do it for Spanish, actually. Mi español no es perfecto, pero es así. See, like that. For the record, I just said, my Spanish isn't perfect, but it's so-so. That's what I said in Spanish. Again, I can say stuff like that, but full-on conversations is hard. And the reverse is true for learning English. So, again, the fact that Shakira learned English to not only widen her audience, but make her sound more known to others, it's impressive for any singer, but to learn a different language in the process, that's hard to do. So, listen, obviously she has much respect for me for that, but now it's much so. But now more so. Actually, much so, more so. Point is, it's Shakira. It's awesome. And just when I thought, Shakira couldn't get any better, she literally did, essentially, the theme song to one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, Zootopia, Try Everything, which is a great song, by the way. My God, is it a great song. I'll never forget when I saw Zootopia, I got a text from my brother asking if him and his then fiance should go see it. I texted back, run, don't walk to see Zootopia. So, yeah. But when I think of the movie Zootopia, I think of, obviously I think of Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, played by, Nick Wilde, I know is voiced by Jason Bateman. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on Judy Hopps. I'm sorry. I hear we're getting a Zootopia too, though. So, that's gonna be cool. I'm actually really excited to see Zootopia too, I'm not gonna lie. But again, when I think of Zootopia, I think of Try Everything by, of course, Shakira. And not to mention, hold on. Was it the Chiefs Niners Super Bowl a few years ago that was the halftime show? Because I know she and Jennifer Lopez did a Super Bowl halftime show. What? Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, it was. It was the first Super Bowl that Kansas City won. She and Jennifer Lopez were the Super Bowl halftime show for the first Chiefs Niners round one, as I like to call it. And listen, hearing any of Shakira's music again will always invoke nostalgia for me, because that was the sound of my youth, particularly early teens. And her voice is just so iconic that Like, you hear it and you never forget it. I'm not gonna lie, I actually just might listen, to some of Shakira's music today. I'll make an effort to do that. I'll try and make an effort to do that. So, Shakira, taking on the wings of death. I mean, I can't believe we're getting Shakira. Oh my God. That's insane. Like, if this is the finale to season 23 of Hot Ones, like, I don't think you can do any better than this. I really don't. Like, it boggles my mind. I mean, how often do I go through this where it's like, yeah, I know this person's famous, but them being on Hot Ones, never gonna happen. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm pumped for this week's episode, man. And again, if this is the season 23 finale, I've got no complaints. If this winds up being the final episode of Hot Ones for season 23, I've got nothing bad to say. I already have nothing bad to say. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Friday morning. But right now, like, I do not think I could be more excited. Like, this is... I want it to be Thursday now. I want to watch it now. But I will wait. And in case anyone's wondering... Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I had no idea what Shakira looked like until, like, again, when she was doing outtakes for recording Try Everything for Zootopia. I only know Shakira through her voice and the sound of her music. Which is actually kind of a shame because if anyone actually knows what Shakira looks like, she is one of the most beautiful women on the planet, hands down. But again, I didn't know that until I was like in my mid-20s. But my teens, her voice and her music. I mean, I suppose I should probably make a song-related pun about her music to end this video. Which I did have one come to mind, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. Out of respect for her music, and I don't care what none of y'all say. Like, her sound is one of the things that actually helped me get through middle school and high school. So, you best believe I'm going to treat this with the utmost respect. And you should too. I hope you like this video. Like this YouTube channel on social media. As always, I'm very home in this video for all you guys who watch your video. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. I just forgot the day of the week. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, let me know what you're back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.